Hey y'all, what is going on? It's Jesse Beth from the 19th hole. I'm going to do an extra playthrough here for the Coast to Coast Tournament. This is some information that's been gathered through the 19th family expert page for the first few days of the tournament. So hopefully this can help you all out and maybe qualification or into the opening and weekend round. If I have any big changes, I'll definitely put out another video later in the week. All right, so hole number 1, 20% max backspin, 5 right spin. What you're going to do is you're going to take the yellow ring, put it there on the edge of the fringe, and you want that second bounce to be 4 light green lines over to the right, and you want to have that second bounce on the right side of that line of light green squares. From there, plus 20% max adjustment with your sniper. Kingmaker ball is all that I've used on this hole, and had a lot of success with the shot. So I will continue to use the Kingmaker ball. Perfect ball drops. I've hit it also with a great right shot as well. So definitely, you know, it's a pretty decent size area that you can drop the shot at, and it'll fall into the hole. So there we go. We got the ace, and I'm going to show you another. I'm going to show you this hole one more time on a different account here, so you can just see it for a second time. I've had wins that have kind of varied. I've had all the way up to like a 10.2 ring pull, and it worked just as good with the higher wins. So yellow ring, edge of the fringe, second bounce, right side of that 4th row of light green squares, and then you just turn and adjust that 20% max distance for the shot with the sniper and a Kingmaker ball, and it's just one of those shots like we had in the last tournament with this hole. It was a guardian shot. This time it is a sniper shot, but it's pretty much the same type of physics, using that same exact funnel to our advantage. As you see, it comes in nicely. It's going to hit that funnel once again. The bounce, the initial bounce, is just past the fringe line, as you all can see, and there we go, dead center of the cup. All right, for hole 2, I'm going to play with the Thor here on hole 2. I'm going to go with, you go with 3 to 4 top spin, 1 bar left spin. If you play it according to the guide on the 19th family expert page, you go with 3 top, 1 left. I'm playing with 4 top, 1 left. I'm trying to get myself a little bit farther up that fairway and into you know, maybe 25% club distance on the second shot. So it's 20% max adjustment here. We played 20% because of the strong left to right wind push. Normally this is a 10% elevation hole, but we're playing 20% just to factor in that extra left to right push for the wind here. So as you see, this ball is going to roll up nicely. I'm looking for more like a 352-ish yardage. That's kind of what I'm looking for on this hole. And then from here, I'm going to find my min club and then my max. And I'm looking for that 25% club. It's just a nice solid number to play your shot from. In this example here, I'm playing with no spin whatsoever. And as you can see, we're dropping the shot just a little bit farther back on that fairway with the no spin. If you're going to play with a little bit of backspin, then you're going to take that orange ring farther up to the edge of that fringe. Ball guide to the hole, minus 5% is the adjustment. And we played a 25% elevation, or 25% club on this shot with minus 5% elevation. I hit the perfect, the nice bounce, and the roll. And I like bouncing off that fairway. It takes any issue of that green glitch out of play, in my opinion. All right, so show you one more time on hole number 2. This is the second account. We're playing with 4 top, 1 left spin. Actually, this time we went with 3 top, 1 left spin. This was before I changed to my 4 top. And actually what happened this time was I forgot to look at my yardage on the drive. So I just had to completely eyeball it, and that's when I went to the no spin shot. So 20% elevation on the adjustment. And I think this is the one that comes in at like 346. So it actually came in a little bit shorter than you would normally see with a perfect hit. But thankfully, you know, this is a great proof shot because of the accuracy of the Thor. So 346. What we're going to end up doing here is just visually eyeballing the shot. And we're going to play this one. We played this one at like 35%, 36%, I think, is what we went with here. On the club percentage, we played the -5% still for the elevation. And then we played the no spin. As you can see, the ball bouncing a little bit farther off that fringe line than you normally would play that shot if you played with a little bit of backspin. Hit that one perfect, and this one comes in nicely, and it drops. So that was hole number 2. Hole number 1 and hole number 2 are definitely very important holes to get the drops on, I think. Those are going to be 2 of your best chances to get drops in this tournament. All right, hole 3, we're playing this one short on the drive, so 10% max adjustment with 3 top and 1 left spin. With the Thor 7, I put the edge of the white ring on the rough line. With the Thor 6 or 5, it would be the left edge of the clear ring on the rough line. We max adjust plus 10%, no push-up involved, just hit this one regular, and it was 3 top and 1 left spin on the drive. So for the second shot, we're playing it with either the Big Dog or the Cataclysm, whichever one of those clubs have the best combined top spin and distance to them. For me, it's going to be my Cataclysm. I'm going to play this shot at plus 10%. And on this drive, I'm going to be playing it kind of short of the bunker. If you want to try to go up to the right side of that bunker for a closer shot at the hole, then you need to play with top spin and left spin. And in that situation, what you want to do is you want to kind of push your shot up to try to find that ball guide going in between the left rough and the right rough. So a little bit of left curl here, max left spin on this shorter version of the approach. And from this shot right here, we're just trying to get into grizzly range. And we'd be playing the grizzly shot off the back slope of the green here. So for this shot, we'll play at 0% elevation, and you're going to use around 2 to 3 bars of backspin and left spin on the shot. What you're trying to do is you're trying to find the little bit of the funnel on the back part of the hill. So you're going to use those spins to try to change them and track the ball back to the hole. I think from this shot right here, you don't want to try to go far up the hill. You kind of want to go just to a point where the ball will just go up with enough speed to come back down into the hole. So what you want to do is you want to find your club distance, and as I said, at 0%, you want that white ring touching around the left kind of edge of the fringe right there, where the fringe and the green meet. We hit this one perfect. It's going to come in nicely. To me, you know, I got a little bit too far up that hill. But, you know, I gave myself definitely a good chance at the shot, and this is a tough shot to get. It's a tough hole to get, and it's not a hole that you'll see a lot of people dropping the shot on. So this time, I went farther up on my second shot. I used the full top spin and left spin. And as you can see, this time, I'm in a distance where I can try to play my thorn shot, and it's going to be the same type of way we'll play with shot going up the hill and then back down to the hole. So as you can see, farther up, I don't need quite as much left spin and backspin with the thorn as I did with the grizzly. Same thing, you got to find your club percentage, which for me, I played this one thinking about 75% club, and I played at 0% elevation on the shot. We hit this one perfect. It's going to come in nicely. It rolls up the hill and back down the hill, and we got pretty close there on that attempt. And I like the distance on that shot and roll, but definitely a little bit of a luck factor in that shot. All right, so for this time, I got really far up the fairway on my second shot, and you know, we got to a point where we're playing about 25% club, and I said, well, let's just try to kind of go at the hole this time and see how that works. So we're out 2 backspin, 2 left spin. This is a tough shot because this green is kind of glitchy. I was very surprised when I got a good ball guide to the hole, and I didn't sense any kind of glitchiness. So I said, well, let's try it like this. So I played 0% again for the elevation, and then I just played 25% club on this shot. And I was expecting, you know, this one to come in and get some kind of a weird glitch roll, maybe stop short of the hole, but it didn't. It caught a nice little roll there and dropped into the hole for the eagle. So this is definitely a tough hole, but there's lots of different ways you can try to play this hole. It really comes down to the way you want to play your second shot, and then the way you want to play your third shot. So good luck to you all on that shot. All right, hole number 4 is next. This one right here is, I've been trying lots of different things on this hole, and we decided to use Alex Wheels, her attempt here on this hole. She's been playing it pretty consistently this way, so I figured this would be a good way to show it. So you're going with your red ring on the edge of the rough line. You want to find the 0% club mark. At 0% club, you're going to play power 0 ball in your app, and you're going to go with 4 top, 3.5 left. This is a plus 10% max adjustment with your power 0 ball in your app. And we're playing with the power 0 ball because we're back at the 0 yard marker. A little bit of left curl, just enough where the ball touches the inner ring, and this one's going to set you up nicely around 348, 350 yards, and as you see, this one's at 349. So from here, the second shot is going to be 0% with the thorn. First thing you do is you want to find your club percentage on the shot, and she played this one at 65% club. Went with 2 backspin, 4 left spin. You make sure to change your wind app back to a power 3 ball for this shot. If you don't, your shot will be pretty severely off. And trying to find, there's a little bit of a funnel here on the right side of the screen, as you can see. You can see the funnel as she moves her ball guide around, and as you can see, she moved her target around, and the ball guide did not move. As you can see, there you go. There's the funnel. So ball guide to the hole. She went 2 back, 4 left here. You may have to kind of fidget around with your spins a little bit, depending on your location on the fairway. And she hits the shot here, perfectly hit. This ball bounces nicely in, hits the funnel, and rolls into the hole. Nice shot, Alex. Well done. Well done. All right, hole number 5. I'm playing this one with the Wind 5 Power 1 ball, and I'm using my Grizzly. We're going 2.5 back, 2.5 right, and this shot is plus 10% elevation mid adjustment. Now, even though I'm playing with a power 1 ball, I'm still going to play with power 3 in my settings. So even though I'm using power 1, go power 3 in the settings. That second bounce, as you can see, you want it kind of a little bit closer to the edge of the fringe line, like you saw it there, with the ball guide going to the right edge of the hole. From here, you'll make your plus 10% mid adjustment with power 3 in your setting, and try to hit a perfect. This is a very fidgety shot, and since we are kind of landing on a sloped area, it doesn't take a whole lot to throw the shot off. So this is a very precise shot, and one that, you know, you can play it perfectly and it could still not drop. So very tough shot to drop. All right, I'm going to show you Alex playing the same exact shot as I just played. So 2.5 back, 2.5 right. The key is that white ring on the kind of just barely cutting the edge of that rough line, as you can see, with that second bounce kind of right on the right-hand edge of that dark row of squares. Now, you have to kind of mess around with your ball guide a little bit around that spot right there just to get the angle of that ball guide just perfectly going to the right edge of the hole. So if you go right at the hole, you're going to miss. So you got to make sure you're going directly to the right edge of the hole. Perfect hit. This one's going to bounce nicely, as you can see. Get the nice bounce over there near the fringe of the green, and this one drops. Nice shot, Alex. All right, we got hole number 6. So I'm first going to show you is a drive with the rock, playing plus 10%. I go max left spin, 3 top spin here. What I'm going to first do is I'm going to push my shot into overpower to find my landing zone, and then keep a mental note of the number of rings. So we're 3 rings into overpower there for that shot. Now I'm going to turn max plus 10% on my adjustment, and now I'm going to push straight 3 rings. So I'm going to push back forward 3 rings, and that's going to get me to my location of where I initially pushed forward to, which should get me going right down the middle of the fairway. Great left is okay on this shot. The good thing about this shot is this fairway on the left, no matter pretty much where you hit on it, it's going to funnel you back to about the same spot. So perfect and great left are okay. I haven't hit a great right yet, so I don't know 100% about the great right. All right, so we're going to see it played here with the APOC, Mighty Mouse from the Spider Ladies. Kingmaker at the plus 14 yard mark with the red ring touching the rough is the setup for this shot. 3.5 top, 4.5 back, and you can play anywhere from 3 to 3.5 bars of topspin on this shot. Make your adjustment. There is no extra push-up or anything like that with this club, just because of the distance it had already in it. And just try to hit perfect. And here it comes, nicely down the fairway, and this one's going to roll out to, let's see how far she gets on this roll. She gets to 371. So 371 is going to put her second shot here pretty much right at max. So that plus 10, at plus 11, plus 12 yard marker tells you that she's at max. She's going to go 3.1, 3.2 back, and 1 bar left spin. Depending on the location of your drive, you're going to play anywhere from 3 to possibly 4, 4.5 bars of backspin on this shot. You want to have your ball landing, to the left side of this fairway, with your red ring kind of touching or just barely into that rough line. And then you're going to make your adjustment back. We're playing plus 5% elevation on this shot. And as you see, it bounces in nicely. It comes in, rolls to the hole, and drops. So if you go back and watch the shot, you can see the ball guide is trailing just to the left edge of the hole to kind of give a little bit of leeway to that tailwind to push it to the hole. All right, so for this shot, I'm going to show you 3 different ways on this right-hand side, trying to get this one figured out. This time we're playing with the power 3 ball. And as you can see, the spins that we played, we went with 1 left, 0.3 topspin with the yellow ring up there around the plus 1 yard marker, as you can see, with the ball guide going to the hole. From here, you're going to play minus 5% max adjustment. And the issue that I have here on this shot is my pull angle is not always the best. So you want to make sure you make a very straight pull on this shot, and not 1159 or 1201. You want it to be as straight as possible. This one's going to bounce nicely. This one is great proof. It's going to roll up the hill and then back down to the hole. I have not got this one to fall yet. I've been kind of messing around with some different spin variations, but hopefully we can get this one to drop. This time I'm going to play it with the Kingmaker ball, and we'll play the same exact elevation, minus 5% max. This time we're going to go 0.5 top, 0.5 left, and we're going to set up with our yellow ring at the edge of the rough line, and we're just trying to find a spot with that ball guide going to the hole as best as we can. Here we fidgeted a little bit with our spins trying to get that ball guide to the hole, and as you can see, we ended up with just like a half a bar of topspin on the shot. From there, we make our minus 5% max adjustment and hit this one perfect. We hit this one perfect. It's going to come in nicely. It's going to bounce. It's going to roll up and then back down to the hole. And this one may be it, folks. No, just to the right edge. But we had the distance that time, as you can see. So getting a little bit closer. All right, we're going to try it one more time here. This time with the Kingmaker again. And we'll see what we can do here. About 0.5 top, 0.5 left is what we had there for the spins. And we're going to find that yellow ring up there along the edge of the rough line at that plus 1, around plus 1, plus 2 yards. I think plus 1 is kind of like the sweet spot. The one that I've seen it dropped at is plus 1. Here we end up at plus 2. And we make our adjustment back. I think I pulled a little bit left on that one, and I don't know that I had my ball guide completely straight, or my wind arrow completely straight. And we bounce, we roll a little bit farther up the hill that time, And this one right here actually came right on line with the hole. We just ran out of steam. It's a tough hole to get, and playing it to the right side is the way that I've been working on, but there are also shots to the left-hand side, just so you all know. All right, so this one right here, playing plus 10% max with the APOC. I'm going to go with max left spin, 3 top spin. This is more of a safe route. If you don't want to play the power curl option that you've seen other people playing, this is a safe way to play this hole. So I figured I'd show you the safe route. So orange ring at max on the left rough line, plus 10% max adjustment, and then we're going 1 ball of left curl. Remember, max left spin, 3 top spin, and perfect great left or great right both work here on this shot. And this one right here is just going to put you up the fairway and into position to go for the bounce over shot with the sniper. So nothing too fancy, but this is definitely a good safe option on this hole. So for this shot, you can try a bunch of different things. What I'm going to use here is a little bit of backspin and left spin on the shot. You can play more of an option where you set up a little bit farther to the right and go with more left spin. But, you know, I think the main thing that you want to look at when playing this shot is you want that second bounce to be somewhere, you know, closer to the mid part of that fairway section on that ridge. If you aim that second bounce too far up that ridge, then you could get a bad bounce and roll through the green. So you definitely want to use that ridge as kind of like a backstop, just to help slow down the momentum of your shot. What I've found is not using left spin on this shot, you tend to get more of a bounce to the right, as you're going to see right here. And, you know, I think if you use more left spin on the shot, I think it kind of counters that bounce a little bit better. All right, hole number 9. I think this is a hole where you just go ahead and send it. I'm using a Zerker. You can use a globe or an eagle ball here. What I'm doing with the APOC 5 and 6 is I'm aiming right at that tree right there. And then we're going max top spin and 2 right spin on the shot. Now, if you're using higher level APOCs and you're going to go with a ball that gets you higher level wind, then I would offset that initial adjustment a little bit farther to the left of that tree. Otherwise, I go right at the tree and just full over power blast it. Hopefully you get a good bounce and roll down the fairway like I do and stay on the fairway. Most situations you're probably going to bounce into the rough for a short little chip to the green with your Nirvana. Even if you do mess up the drive for some reason and get a really bad bounce, you can still get to the green with the Nirvana. So you're still looking at a very good eagle opportunity no matter what. To me, it's kind of like a win-win situation, and you might as well just try to go for the blast. So for this shot here, I'm playing 0% elevation and just trying to find my my club distance. And for me, I'm playing this one at 22% club, and then we're going to go with just a spin to the hole, as you can see right there. As I said, 0% elevation is the way we played this one. 22% club, and hit this one perfect. Boom, we hit this one perfect. Got a nice bounce and a nice roll, and we got really lucky, and we dropped that one for the albatross. So, good way to end the round. Got a minus 16 on that account. Thank you all for being here for this expert playthrough. I will try to do some updates later in the week if I drastically change any of my approaches to these holes. And as always, definitely check us out on the 19th hole on Facebook. And thank you very much for watching. You'll have a great day, and God bless. As always, just want to say special thank you to the Spider Ladies, GC Fenzl and Michael Bolton, for their continued contributions to the 19th Holes Expert Tournament page. Without them, a lot of what you see on that page wouldn't be there, so definitely thank you for your time and effort that you put into making that awesome community resource even better and more helpful to those in the community and in the golf clutch world.